Hey y'all, it's Jen. I'm going to make some pockets. I'm using some die cut butterflies. I took some cardstock and covered it with book pages. These are dictionary pages. And then I glued those butterflies to it. And I'm taking another piece of cardstock that's a little taller, the same width. And I'm going to cover that with some pretty paper. But I don't have to cover the whole piece because the bottom pocket is going to cover up part of this. So I can save a little bit of paper by just covering the piece that I need to. Trim around that with my scissors. And then glue this on both sides and the bottom to create a pocket. Okay, and then I'm going to do that once again to create a second pocket. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece of scrapbooking paper and trim it down to fit inside the pockets. And I'm just trying to choose another piece. I'm going to use this one, make a little smaller piece to go inside the pockets, and I'm happy with those. So I chose 2 more pieces of paper, grabbed some dictionary page. I'm testing to make sure it's not going to crack when I fold it. And I'm going to glue these sheets onto dictionary paper and cut around them. And I'm making some little notebooks is what I'm doing. Okay, get the second one glued on, and these are my notebook covers. Okay, and I'm going to cut around both of those. I'm going to fold them where the pretty paper's on the outside, dictionary page on the inside. I thought about adding some little pockets on the inside of these, and then I changed my mind. And I found some vintage paper. This is vintage stationery. And I'm going to trim this down. I know they're different heights. I did that on purpose. And I'm just going to stack them together the way I want them and fold them in half. Find my stapler. Find the center of my little signature. Staple these along the spine. And this little notebook's made. And I made a second one and decided to add some little paper clips as closures. And now what to make next? I have these little butterfly pieces. They're cardstock too. They're just really small. So I took some strips of cardstock, and the first thing I did was cover them with dictionary paper to match the pockets. I try to keep everything kind of in flow. Gathered up some strips that I had left from other cut off pieces and started making a little collage. So in my mind, I'm making belly bands. You could use these as page edge embellishments if you'd like. But for the purpose of this video and while I was crafting these, I was making them as belly bands to hold those notebooks because I didn't decorate the covers of the notebooks. And I'm going to glue these butterflies on. Now you could use washi tape, but I have paper scraps, a mountain of paper scraps. So I used paper. I don't use washi tape very often. Okay, so if I added this to a page as a belly band, then I could tuck that notebook under. It'd be really cute. So I clipped them to the notebooks. Then I decided to get a couple of pieces of the stationery that I used for the inside of the notebooks and fold those in half and also add those into the paperclip bundle. And then I found some more little scraps to add to the pile, some full pieces of stationery sheet, blush colored envelope, some more stationery that was already cut that I folded up to use as little note cards, and then gathered up some white paper clips and pink and white striped paper clips. And I found a couple of pink file folder index size cards and added those into the mix. And this is the whole bundle that I ended up with when I was finished. Thanks for watching, y'all.